Hello, everyone. So we will just wait for a few more minutes because there are many more attendees who are coming. Okay. So just wait a while, then we will going to start our session. Okay. Hello, everyone. So can any one of you just, write down on the chat that like my voice is audible and I am visible to everyone? Can you, any one of you acknowledge in the chat section? Just write down yes. Okay, perfect, Sneha. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sonal. Yes. First of all, I'm just introducing myself. My name is Manan Parekh, and I am the senior academic counselor. Okay. So we will going to start our session at 11:05. Okay. So we will just wait for some few more attendees so that they also can join. Okay. So meanwhile, just let's just talk. Okay. So I belongs from Jaipur, Rajasthan. So let me know like from which city you all belong. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you, there are three options for you. One is your chat section, one is your Q&A section, and one is your raise hand option. Okay, so you can, for acknowledgement to saying by yes or no, you can use the chat section. If you have any kind of questions, you can use the Q&A section. Or if you just want to, like want to say anything, like just raise your hand, then our mentor or me will gonna, acknowledge you and ask any of the questions that you have. Okay. So write down on the chat section so that I can know from which city you belong. So Sneha is from Mumbai. Chaitanya is from Hyderabad. That's really good. So everyone, Mark Paul, Joshua, Tamil Nadu. Perfect. Rest of the people, I'm waiting for your answers. Delhi, Yatish, Delhi. Okay. No worries. So, like someone has write down some. Syed Rashid. No, Rashid, I can't talk in Tamil. Like, I guess you understand English, I guess. Chennai Prem. Okay. So let's ask some different questions. So let me just know like what exactly you do right now. Like, are you a student or you are a working professional or you are a fresher? So just write down on the chat section. Okay, Rashid, you can write this thing in chat section. Okay. Q&A is only for the questions. Okay. So Sneha is a student. Prem is a fresher. Yatish is a fresher. That's really good. Chaitanya is a student pursuing MSc. That's really good. And Sonal is a first year student. Perfect. Okay. ECE first year student. Okay, Prem. SRM. Okay, that's really good. I also had applied like around 8 years back for the SRM. I also got selected for that. I also have done engineering in from BTech. I am a computer science engineer student. So, okay, what's the time? Let's check. Okay, it's 11:05. So I guess we can start our session, okay? Okay, so let me just introduce myself again. My name is Manan Parekh and I am the Senior Academic Counselor of Unikaksha, okay? So let's start from, introducing you all about Unikaksha. So we are an online upskillment platform that helps student and working professional upskill themselves in their tech career with the help of our top mentors and industry relevant curriculum. Okay, so far we had a positive impact in the careers of 10,000 plus students, and today with the same Guru class, we hope we help in the same manner. Okay, so did you know that 85% of college graduates feel unprepared for the job market when they graduate? Okay, so don't be a part of the statistic. It's time to take control of your future and ace the upcoming placement season like a pro. In this session, we will cover all the important aspects that will help you crack your placement sessions. So you are excited? Let me know in the comments. Okay, if you are excited, just write down yes on the comment section, on the chat section, I can say. So we will also going to share certificate for this Guru class. Okay, we would, like everyone to share it on LinkedIn by tagging Unikaksha, like you using hashtags like hashtag Unikaksha, hashtag full stack development, hashtag coding, hashtag learning, hashtag non-stack, and many more. Okay, you can also do this on Instagram or Facebook also. So by sharing your certificate, you will demonstrate your commitment to continuous learning and professional growth, while also positioning yourself as a standout candidate in the eyes of potential employers and industry peers. So I hope everyone will do the same. It's for your own benefit. Okay. So today's session is taken by a mentor. The mentor name is Swati. Okay. So let me just introduce you all about Swati. So Swati is a senior trainer at Unikaksha, and her journey, she has trained more than 10,000 plus students in different languages and technologies. She has more than 8+ years of experience in Java full stack development, web development, and more than 2 years as a certified trainer in Java, web, and Python data science. Additionally, she has an extensive background in Java full stack development curriculum, development, and training for working professionals. She is the best trainer to guide you for the Guru class. So let's welcome her, everyone. So, Prem, my native place is Jaipur, Rajasthan. So, over to you, Swati. You can now just take up the session.
Hi everyone, good morning. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday morning. So, as I've already been introduced, my name is Swati Yadav. I have around 8+ of years experience in full stack development as well as in training now. I head the training department B2C for Unikaksha currently, and I oversee, as I've already been introduced as a senior trainer. Yes, I do train, a lot still as well. All right, so that was something about myself. I have gained knowledge in various tech stacks, including Java FSD, MERN-Stack, NeedStack, LAMP-Stack, Python FSD, Bluetooth technologies, and data science is basically my major. So data science, Python, AI, ML, all those things. Currently working on Tableau, Power BI. All right, so that was a little bit about myself. So let's get back on, our Gurukula session. So today, as we are already aware of the topic, which is how to start your preparation for the placement season, right? And placement season is the most important time for every student out there. I think we start studying with one thing in mind, I'm going to get a good job after I'm done studying all of this. Yes or no? We were very young, and at that time, even we were thinking about, I'll become corporate professional, I'll become, a law advisor, I'll become some, maybe a doctor, an engineer, and so on. So yes, placement season is the most crucial time for every student in their life. And after years of hard work and continuous learning, and one dreams of getting placed in their dream company. Now, if we come back to IT recruitments, that. So once the placement season starts, the companies come to the campuses, they hire students from their respective colleges, and also plenty of off-campus placement drives will also be happening around. The first question, the first poll is I need to ask you guys is, how many of you are going for an on-campus or an off-campus placement? So just mark it on this poll that you might have received on your end. Done, everyone? Mark up, guys. It's only yes or no that you need to do. If you're still in college, that means your focus is on campus. If you're out of college, that means you're, that could be off campus. All right. So very cool. So there are people who are applying for on-campus, yes. Okay, a lot. And just a few for off-campus. No worries. The recruitment process for both of them basically is kind of similar, but in on-campus, what happens is for campus placement, the process becomes a lot simpler. You do not have to go and start applying by yourself to the companies. You have the campus doing that for you, and you just go and prepare, for those companies. So preparing for the placements is the first step to starting one's professional career. Okay. So it also paves a path for a professional career at the most, and hence ensuring a bright future there. Okay, so placements are very significant in one's life to kickstart one's career, because if you're not placed, obviously, if you want to get into corporate, you're not going anywhere unless you look for a business. That's another thing, right? So what is campus placement again? So campus placements is when, few of the companies, they come to the college campuses and hire the skilled students from the campus itself. Now, on-campus placements, they require a little less effort compared to the off-campus placements, because In an on-campus placement, the students will be competing only among the students which are there in that college. All right. So the competition is also less over there. Otherwise, if you go off campus, there will be so many students, there will be so many professionals coming from all over the India for that particular position. So on campus, the competition is a little less compared to if you apply off campus. The students over there, they compete only among their peers. Okay. But off campus, one has to compete with the whole of the nation. Right? Yes or no? The entire process I could summarize in a few steps over here, but please remember this is only subjected to, for showing you guys. It also changes based on companies to companies, the process. The first process is where you register. Okay, you are a candidate, you register for that particular job posting which has come. All right. Afterwards, your resume is shortlisted. If your resume is shortlisted, then you are moved to the first round, which could, here it shows us online coding round, but when you are a fresher, there are many other tests like aptitude test, quant aptitude puzzles. You also might receive one psychometric test. What is a psychometric test? Anyone? What is a psychometric test? Psychometric tests are the tests which basically showcases your personality, your behavior, your mental ability. So it is for that purpose. Okay. That will have some of the other questions based on some situations maybe, and you need to pick out the answers which suits best to you. And it's for your behavioral, or you could say your personality test. Okay. So that's your psychomet. It's a lot more than that. There are many questions which come in. Maybe at the end, I'll show you a few questions to each and every round which comes in. Okay. Then after you clear the psychometric, then you will get the aptitude test. Then you'll go after you clear the aptitude test. Aptitude, I hope you know, mathematical reasoning, data interpretation, all those comes in aptitude. For Indian students, R.S. Agarwal, practice that. A lot of questions comes from R.S. Agarwal. Okay. If for the international students, I'll still look into it. But if you get R.S. Agarwal, I am not sure whether you have those kinds of tests there or not yet. But Indians, you have an aptitude, and it is best to go for R.S. Agarwal. Many questions come from there. From my own personal experience, from the interviews that I myself have taken and the tests that we have created. So yes, that's a very good resource to practice on. Then there are many others. There are online platforms as well that you can go for. Then after that comes the first round. The first round usually is a coding round. You usually get around 2 questions in coding. That's a general pattern I'm saying. Okay. There could be a small MCQ, and then there could be 2 questions at most sometimes. Okay. At least 2 to comes. So 2 questions, and that would be your online coding round. And that is entirely automatic evaluation. Automatic evaluation means there would be test cases in the test. There are test cases that you need to basically solve, and once your test cases are matched with the output that you are producing, then only the result is okay. Otherwise it is 0. You failed. So once you pass that coding round, then goes your technical rounds. Technical interview rounds, the F2F which happens. Now in F2F, they are going to ask, that would be entirely F2F. That means they could ask few questions based on your entire academics, some, OS questions, operating systems, DBMS. You could have DSA questions. They could even give you, some programs, something to write, any code to depict, find what is wrong with the code. Those kind of questions in there in the technical rounds. That also depends from company to company. As you're a fresher, you're applying, there could be only 1 technical F2F, there could be 2, there could be 3. All right. So there are companies which even have somewhere around 5 to 7 rounds of interview once they hire any SD into there. After you clear all the technical rounds, then you'll stumble upon an HR round. HR again for your personality, to understand your communications, your skills, your soft skills, how you're going to basically adjust into their own work environment. All right, what are your commitments? So that is the work of the HR to gauge. So this is something kind of in a gist, what the entire process it looks like. Any questions? Any questions so far? Anything that you think, maybe I missed, or is there anything that on your mind related to placements that you need to ask, guys? I'll come to software development. Just wait. I mean, like, whatever I'm talking about is software dev placements only, IT placements only, nothing about any other stream currently. Because as we are concerned with development, so this is the particular roadmap for placements that, we are discussing. Now, the most common mistake which comes is they neglect the placements and not take them seriously, So you do not prepare enough. You do not work towards it, maybe, and you think that I'll go to the interview. Oh, in interview, maybe I know that, and I'll be able to answer. So that is something that's the mistake. Or maybe you think that in one night, I will be able to mug everything up, and tomorrow I'm going to just go over there and answer everything. So that's where, most of the students, they go wrong. Okay. Placements prep, they require a lot of hard work. So the student should start to prepare for the placements right when you go to college, because everything, please remember everything, if you're an engineering student, if you are a computer graduate, everything that you study for any fresher, it is all essential for you when you go to placements. From my own experiences, when we were freshers, when we started, questions related to even networking were asked, even though we were, applying for any FST role. So networking is also important for you. DBMS is important. OS is important. Software engineering principles are important. Automata is important. So all the subjects that you basically study is everything is, something that academics is very important. So you cannot leave in the mind that, okay, fine, I'm a developer. I've done this development. I know these many projects. I've made these projects, and this is my tech stack. But when you reach there as a developer, as a fresher, and you start with your interview, they ask questions from all of your academics sometimes. So you need to start your placements preparation, keeping that in mind. Your preparations, your studies should be that, your end goal is to land a good job. Your end goal should not be that I just want a job. Your end goal should be that I want to land a very good job, something that I can be even proud of. Because there are so many other companies which actually come in, but you want a good company, you want to be placed in a good company. So that should be the end goal. And just to keep that goal in mind and be like, okay, fine, I'm going to be placed in Amazon, I'm going to get placed in FANG and something, that's not going to help you. You need to work towards that. All right. So see, there are many rounds which I've already discussed. Now there are rounds which are related to skill assessments. Okay. Now skill assessment is the very first round sometimes. Where you have psychometric, where you have aptitude. Now aptitude is, now that we know that most of the companies which are there will have the very first round as aptitude, one has to concentrate on aptitude. Suppose I say that you are very good in programming, you are very good academically, and everything is good about you, you've made good project, but the first thing that you get for reaching to that stage is aptitude, and you've not prepared that. So obviously, if you're going to fail aptitude, there is no other round for you, even though you were very good in programming. So for a fresher, for any on-campus, off-campus placement, as a fresher, it's important that you do aptitude. Now that you know that most of the companies have this as a first step, you have to concentrate on aptitude preparation. Aptitude usually consists of around, logical reasoning, quants and ability, few English communication, those kinds of things. All right. So those things, they fall into your aptitude, logical reasoning, data interpretation, English tests, all, mostly related to MCQs. It is conducted to assess the individual's problem solving skills and logical thinking. So it is advised to take up, some puzzles and solve them regularly. You should be able to solve puzzles. I'll give you a few examples of puzzles as well at the end. And also you need to try different models now and then to surpass these logical reasoning sections of the aptitude. That is where you need to work: data interpretations, logical reasoning, aptitude, probability, profit loss, all those kinds of questions comes in. Okay. So one can easily find the previous questions. You can easily find the previous questions which have come up. There are whole question banks for, company specific question banks, which are also available, that you can solve based on, what kind of questions have come up for this particular company that you are aiming for. You can also talk to your seniors in college, those who have already sat for placements, or those who are preparing for placements, if you still have time for placements, to get the idea, and even to your mentors at school, colleges. Then comes your technical test. All right. Then comes your technical test. Now, alongside your aptitude, technical knowledge of an individual is also assessed. Okay. You can expect technical MCQs from your core domains which are there, like which I talked about, right? Your academics, which were there, like operating system, DBMS, computer network, automata, regex, all those things. You can expect those things to also be asked in your tests. Okay. So these are just mostly, you could say, the basics. And you have to be strong in basics to move to the next thing, which would be your coding tests. Okay. So in your coding tests, they mostly ask questions about programming. Maybe they'll give you a program. It could be a competitive program if you're aiming for any, big tech companies. Then they also do some competitive programmings, data structures and algorithm questions. Just excuse me for a minute. Computer networks. Yes, Syed, you can write it down in the chat. Yes, Yatish, I will share some, examples with you for, online resources, you could say. One that when I was maybe at your stage, there was this site which was very much in use, which was called as, I think, IndiaBix for logical reasoning. I'm not sure whether it is in or not, but you can check it out. But there are many other resources that you can check for aptitude, An academy is also good for aptitude questions. Okay, fine. So now, once you're done with all your MCQs, technical, aptitude, psychometric, then you'll move to the coding test, which is there. Now, in your coding test, it's conducted as part of your skill test, because obviously you'll be coding. So we need to know how you can code better, whether you can find some logic behind any problem statement given or not. So students can choose a language of their choice to solve these questions. And it's not always, if you're applying for an if you're applying for any generic role, suppose let's say you're applying for a Java developer, so obviously you need to code there in Java. But sometimes when you apply for software engineer roles, software developer roles, so that they put it as generic. Okay. They will provide you with a list of languages that you can code for, maybe C, C++, Java, Python, Node.js, JS, Ruby, whatever, Scala, and you can code for in that. So you need to also check, whether which position you're applying for, which tech stack they are looking for, and whether you can code in some other, programming language or not. Is it admissible over there or not? So a problem statement is given and the candidate has to code the solution for the question, and the solution will run across multiple test cases, as I've already mentioned that. The solution has to pass the test cases, which tells how accurate the solution is. Okay. Once your test cases are passed, that means you cleared this round. Okay. So there are 2-3 test cases. At most, some companies do put 4 test cases to pass, but at least there will be 2 test cases for you to work on. And you need to pass both the test cases to have a correct output at the end. Okay. So that was about your coding test. So practice as many coding questions as you can. There are many good platforms on which you can. Even at Unikaksha, we have our own platform where we do, these codings on our own LMS. And we also follow this test case, pattern over there. And it's not just simple, you write the answer, you write the program and you get the output. No, we also follow the test cases one. And there are different platforms as well. You might have heard of Lead Code, Code Chef, Hacker Rank, where you can actually practice, apart from this. Then sometimes you might have another round, which is part of your communications and skill assessment only, which is GDs, group discussions, elocutions, those kinds of things. So that also you might come across sometimes. Thanks. So India Mix is something, that we used to do back in college, but I'm glad it's still here. Okay. Yes, so GDs, yes. So GD is conducted by few companies, but currently, many, they do not, but you might come across in skill assessment with a GD as well. So the primary goal of having a group discussion is to assess the communication skills. Just excuse me for a bit here. So sorry for the interruption. Okay, so the primary goal of having a group discussion is to assess the communication skills of the students, how well you can communicate, about the conflict resolution, about your negotiation skills, how well your understanding is. Can you, comply with other people's point of views or not? All those kinds of things are being assessed in GDs. So spontaneity, healthy discussions, good communication skills, they all play a very important role in shaping a good employee for a company. Suppose, let's say you're a very good developer, but one thing that you lack is that you cannot hear other people's opinions. You think whatever you are saying or whatever, path that you've chosen or whatever solution that you've chosen, it is the best. You cannot, hear other people's opinions. Do you think that kind of an employee is going to do good in a company? Someone who's not ready to listen to any other and just think that he is the best. Do you think that is going to be a benefit for any company? I suppose not. You should also think not. Okay. Why? Because obviously you're a good programmer, but if you're not open to suggestions, you're not open to hearing, listening others, taking others' opinions, then obviously you're not going to flourish in a space. You're not going to let the company thrive. obviously, and there would be all the other kinds of conflicts which would arise in the workplace because of your attitude. Okay, so those things are being assessed in this skill assessment in this GD rounds. Okay, to clear this round is to best attend as many discussions as possible. You should be part of discussions. You should be able to speak and communicate well. Also keep your GK, general knowledge awareness vast. So when you go to GD rounds, you are given topics which are sometimes related to general awareness only. If you do not have that mindset, if you're not aware of what is happening around in the world, you'll not be able to speak. So attend the practice sessions which are held in your colleges, attend some sessions which are also online. You can even arrange sessions among your friends, your peers, if you need to exceed. We all can meet our friends to hang out, to go to movies, to maybe just go out, buy some lunch and dinner and something like that, just to hang out. Yeah. But it's also important that you guys sit together, study, and have these discussions as well. The more good of your the more better people there are in your groups, who are generally aware, who has some opinions to share, that much knowledge you are also going to gain. I know this kind sounds of, why it is going into mummy ka lecture, but it happens. Okay. So now there are Versant tests as well. Now, what are Versant tests? So a Versant test is conducted by a few companies to assess the speaking and listening skills of your candidates. Again, skill assessment ka test hota hai, and it consists of various levels. So which might ask you to read out some sentences which are displayed on the screen, and you need to, speak it out. System captures what you read, and obviously then it grades the student accordingly of how well you communicate, how well you articulate, what is your diction, and all of those things. Okay. Then there are things, something like panel interviews. Once a candidate meets the cutoff of all the initial screening process, then you move to a panel interview where there would be a panel of people, 2-3 people will sit together, and then you'll have an F2F. Okay. So now in your panel interview, the company will be assessing the technical skills of the candidates, and based on the branch of engineering that you come from, the job profile which is there, now you can expect the technical questions coming from the panel. It could be 2 people, it could sometimes be 1 only. Okay. The most common topics asked for your computer science students are object-oriented programming, very important. Database, very important. Database management system, whichever you are working on. At college level, you might have done SQL, MySQL, but you can also go for NoSQL, some cloud-based databases as well. Operating system, basics of operating systems, programming language concepts like C, C++, Java, those things. One has to be strong in basics and can easily find the frequently asked interview questions, over the internet. You can also search for before you are going for any company interview. Also, one thing to remember, whenever you go for any company interview, it is very important to read your profile very well. What job you are applying to, what are the requirements, which company you are applying to. Okay, that company's background to know is very important, what that deals with. Okay, you are not aware that the company maybe deals with only mobile app development. You are hovering over there, I'll do web development. Okay, so you need to read about the company's insights as well, what the company aims for, what the company is about, what kinds of projects it has, been working on. So that is also very important. What is best, on campus or off campus? What do you think, you guys? You tell me, what do you think? Is off campus good, or on campus placement opportunity is good? Which one is good? On campus. I think on campus is good. Why? Because there a lot of things are already pre-prepared for you, right? It's been done for you already. The companies are being sorted by your college, and then your resumes are even prepared by them sometimes. Our college was there. who helped us to prepare resumes, and your might also be the one. So they help you with all that process, you know, in order to get you placed. So your only task is to study well, perform well, and get the job. You do not have to search for the companies. You do not have to apply for on any job portals which are there. You don't have to think about it. The company will come. Your PTO is going to tell you that this company is there. Whatever is the cutoff, the students will be sent. Okay, that is the only process. So your part is only to study. So I also believe on campus is good. It is best to get a placement on campus. But yes, not a problem. Off campus, when you're applying, it's all right. For some people off campus also, they might have taken a year break or some or the other thing that comes and happens, and then they apply off campus. But in off campus, the competition also, you know, it is much, you know, the competition, it increases. You know, there are many students applying off campus. All of them, you know, now maybe at college you had only a strength of 100 people applying for one company when there is bulk hiring. But now when you go for any bulk hiring companies, there are 300 candidates, 400 candidates. So the competition also becomes vast over there, or huge, right? Now, when I talk about these programming languages, and in these languages, you need to search for some frequently asked questions, you know, all of the documentation, mock tests, all that needs to be done before you start appearing for tests. Okay. In the interview, the panel member might ask to solve a few problems over there, might give you a puzzle. There are many puzzles like coin puzzles, candle puzzles, paper puzzles. They might give you those puzzles to solve, and it can also ask you to code. They might give you a question to reverse a string, to find a palindrome of the string, to check whether a number is Armstrong or not, to maybe give you a pattern, the diamond pattern, you know, write the logic for it. All seems very simple right now, but when people go into these fresher interviews, they even are not able to write reverse a string sometimes. So you need to be good in all of these. There are many ways to reverse a string. Which one do you apply to basically reverse a string in that particular language is also very important. Okay, so if you go to Python, there one way is to go with the general reverse of string. One way is to use the Python, you know, reverse string method, which is there. Use regex for it. So which approach you are applying, that is also very important, and that is also assessed by your interviewer at that time. Okay, how much your code is being optimized for space and time complexity, that is also important. So the candidate over there can choose the coding of their code of their language and the programming of their language and code in that. But if you're applying for any specific role, and if you want to code in any other language, you need to ask for the permission that whether can I code in this language or not. Please don't do it straight away. Sometimes they might take it as that you do not know the particular role that you're applying, and then that's why you are, you know, doing it in another language. Always ask for permission if there is these kinds of things come up. Now, data structures and algorithm, again, a very important subject that plays a very major role in the interviews. The level of difficulty of your technical interviews depends upon the role that you've applied for. The package offered for the job role as well. The companies that you apply for, maybe somewhere around 5 LPA, they are easier to crack than when you apply for any 12 LPA, 13 LPA, 14 LPA, 20 LPAs. The hiring process also differs. Maybe for companies where the package is low, suppose, they'll have somewhere around only 2 rounds, they'll have around 3 rounds, maybe. And for if you apply for big techs, they are offering good, packages, 20, 24, 25 kinds of for a fresher, they'll have more rounds of interviews. The difficulty level of questions will also vary. And that maybe in the initial rounds, you had some easy questions, then you move on, then they'll have some tough questions to solve. Another kind of thing which also includes right now is to work with system design or some open-ended questions which they ask. You know, they'll give you a situation. They'll ask you how maybe they ask you to build a Facebook prototype. There you need to explain the LLD, HLD, the system design of, you know, making a messenger or making a Facebook. Those are some open-ended questions which they mention to the students. Okay. And the duration of any technical interview or the F2F varies from companies to companies. Maximum it goes to 1 hour, but it can go somewhere from 30 to 1 hour of time. Okay. The question will mostly be asked about the internships, some of your, your own core subjects, the certifications that you've done, the skills that you've mentioned. They are going to ask you to rate yourself on those skills, whatever your resume, the projects that you've done, all those things. Your resume is very crucial. Okay, that because it can get you a job or it can ruin your chances of getting a job. What you put or what kind of information you put on your resume is also very important. What skills you mention, what projects you mention, all those things. Okay, please do not fake anything on your resume, because when you go to an interview and they ask something related to your resume, you say, oh God, I've written it, but I do not know it. So that means you're faking it. Sometimes, students, they write some of the other skill which they are not very much confident in. Write those skills in your resume where that you are very confident in. Okay, not everything. So it's not like that you need to be jack of all trades, but become jack of even one trade that you can actually code for and live by. Okay. Any questions so far? Now, HR interviews, which are there, like the behavioral interviews. So in that, they ask about, some self-introduction. So self-introduction is very important in your HR rounds. So before starting the interviewer asks a candidate to introduce themselves, right? Where, give me a short introduction about yourself. See, I'm talking about that only, Syed Rashid, about soft skills. So this is the best opportunity for a candidate to tell the interviewer why should they hire you rather than the rest of the candidates. When you introduce yourself, it is not about you tell them the whole story, the background story of yours. Where do you come? How many people are there in your family? What your family dynamics looks like? No. When you introduce yourself, you need to put things over there which are not mentioned in your resume sometimes. You need to show them that how best you are for this role that you're applying for. And there is no candidate out there who can actually outdo you. Okay. So the self-introduction should be crisp and short. Candidate should talk about the skill set he possesses, explain about the internship he's done, about the certifications that you have, should also discuss about the projects that you've done so far. And one can also mention the achievements, some active participations that you have done or taken part, or maybe organize some events at college school levels, or maybe at a community level, which shows the quality of leadership and team management in there. So before appearing for any HR interview, it is advised to know about the company, which I've already mentioned, research about the technologies the company work on, research about the aim of the company, about the project that it's been working on, if any clients which are mentioned over there. So when the interviewer asks you the question as to what do you know about the company and how do you best fit with the company, you can tailor your responses based on that. Okay. So also the communication skill of the candidate will be assessed in this round. Some behavioral questions might also be asked about how that shows, the individual's attitude, and to check if they fit the company policies or not, or the culture or not. Okay. So one should think and answer all the questions when you are in an HR round. So to finalize, initially there will be a skill-based test, which you've already given. Okay. When you go for an off-campus placement, there are plenty of companies, they hire candidates no matter which college they come from. Okay. And when they meet the minimum eligibility, obviously they are eligible to sit for those companies. The process of the placement drive more or less remains the same. The competition increases. Your hunt for the job increases over there. Again, advisable if you are still in colleges. So please make it a point that you practice hard, study hard for your on-campus placements. Okay. Any questions so far? Some of the checklists which I'll show you when you go for any F2F, dress to impress, also for interviews, dress to impress, you should be presentable. You should not be, right straight out from bed, your head, hair all tied up, hair all going here and there. You're not, kind of presentable. You should be presentable. Speak with your body language, include actions in, when you are talking, but not too much actions. Your action should be limited to this space. It should not go out. Okay. Also work on your communication skills. How do you communicate with people? You keep all of your documents in one place. If you're going for the F2F, which is maybe your on-site kind of drive, then walk-in drives, then you prepare a folder, take all your documents together in it. If you are doing any online interview, have your documents all on one drive. Okay, either you can put it on Google, put it on your laptop in a folder, so that if ever asked for, you can show those things in there. Also take some good amount of rest before. It should not be that you should not be lazy in there. You should not be sleepy. It should not show up on your space that you are tired. Okay. Obviously you worked hard, but fine, we get it. But just go and be presentable. Okay. All right. Any other thing? I think all the other tips I've already asked, I've already shared with you guys. Your skill assessment and all those. So some more things that I can discuss is about your resumes. Your resume should be clear and crisp. Okay. Research about the companies, again, reiterating on that. Practice as much interview questions as you can, the previous year questions, practice mock interviews, practice all kinds of interviews, whether technical, HR, behavioral. Okay. All the interviews needs to be practiced because all are important. All right. Am I not audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Swati, you are audible.
It is not true, Sneha, that, if you are not from any top tier colleges, that you cannot get into big tech companies. You can, from my own personal experience, you can. Okay. Most of my friends from college, they are into big tech giants. Currently, they are working for Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple, Adidas, all those kinds of companies. And it's not true. Unless you have the zeal to do better, for yourself, no one can stop you. That's the thing. Okay. But I know that there is this traction for big tech companies, but the main focus at the initial year should be gaining as much of knowledge and experience and building your skill sets. Any more questions? So you are a CSE first year student, and so obviously you've just begun as a CSE student. So if you're in first year, I suppose this is your second semester running. I suppose, because this is the time second semester starts, right? So now you might have done some generic, subjects in your first sem. Now the second semester will be focused on CSE background. Everything that you learn, please make sure that you retain it here. You practice on that. Start your preparation from this year itself. It's not like that, when I'll reach fourth year, then I'll start preparing for anything. Take part in the college fairs, take part in the coding competitions, take part in the hackathons, which are there. They're actually really very good for your development process to becoming a capable software engineer. Okay. Just do not sit back and relax. When my fourth year will come, then only, or by the end of third year, I'll only get active. Be active from now on itself so that you can do better later. Start applying for internship from second year and so on. I have started with internship. I started working from second year. It has helped me quite a lot with my, all of the development skills, and not just in development, but as well as in leadership, management, time management, all of my, the soft skills you could say has also become a lot better when I started working. So you can also apply for internships as early as possible from second semester, from, sorry, not second year, fourth semester, you can start doing the same. Do not sit for the end. Do not think that college is the time that I can go, all crazy and just have fun. You can have fun, but also study, please. There are many students which we've seen in my career that had actually wasted those years of their life and they were struggling afterwards. Though each one of us, settle into places that they want, but still, time say if everything happens, it also looks good on your end as well. You from BSCCS also, we can get into good, yes, you can get into good companies. Just build your skill set as much as possible, okay? When you apply as freshers, so the initial preference which is given to is BTech, obviously, and then to other branches of computers. But yes, if you have good knowledge, if you have showcased some good caliber on that part, you are applicable to sit for. So there are many companies that they take computer professionals from, graduates from any computer stream. So yes, you are more than welcome to sit for any good companies. Just check for the requirements, okay? We have FGCs every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 12. So every Saturday we have FGCs, and they are on different topics that we take up, which we think the students, you people can be benefited from. All right. I think I winded up a lot of your queries as we are also running out of time. Manan, can you take over? Any other question, please direct to me.
Yes, Swati, definitely. So thank you so much, Swati, for this amazing session. So we have one more, two more polls, so that let's just give to the students. So guys, this is a question. You can just read it out, and whatever you think the answer is, just select it. Okay, we will just, give around 30 seconds for this poll. Okay, so 10 more seconds, I will wait for this question, then I will end it. So everyone have answered yes. So I'm going to tell you the answer is no. Actually, you all, I guess you all forget about this, no worries. So let me just, tell you again about Unikaksha, okay? So Unikaksha is an upskillment platform which provides different programs, okay? Like many of you are student from, like many of you are student of college, right? In first year, second year, third year. Many of you are fresher or working in some company, right? So for the people who are, in first year, second year, third year, want to learn new technologies, want to learn new, coding things, or I can say new domains, and like that. So we have a program for you all, like full stack development, in which you train you from basic to advanced level, okay? Like in which you're going to learn everything about full stack development, okay? And for the people who already have some knowledge in some particular domain, like whatever domain it is, so we also provide some training in prospective to only jobs, okay? So we will train you in only jobs, and will give you opportunities for the job also. The training will be only of 1.5 months, or I can say 2 months, and after that you're going to receive job opportunities from us also. So any of you who wants to have a one-on-one counseling session which is completely free, okay, and want to know more about our programs like full stack development or the job ready program and all, so I'm just launching a poll, okay. Any of you who are interested, just select yes for that, okay. Our counselors will gonna connect with you and will going to ask some questions, and they will gonna tell you what is best for your own future, okay. And it is completely free, so feel free to select yes, okay. I guess it will be really good for you also, because everyone wants to know what is best for their own future, okay. So I will just wait for around 15 more seconds for this particular poll. It is completely free. Again, I'm telling you guys, our counselors, like either me or someone else, will going to call you and will going to ask some questions like what exactly you do right now and all. Then we will gonna guide you what is best for your own future. Okay. So I guess everyone have answered. Let's just wait 5 more seconds. So yes, we can end this poll now. So until now, like if you guys, any one of you have any kind of questions, we will just wait for 2 more minutes so that you can write down your questions in like the Q&A, okay? Or you can write that on the chat session also. So we will take it up and we will answer that for sure. So, sir, can you tell me when the class will be conducted again? Okay. So, like, what's your name? Yes, Pragatesha, on every Saturday, like we do these type of guru classes, and it is completely free. If you want to register for that, just follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram and all, or you can just visit our website, and over there in the event section, you can just check about our next guru class. And on every Saturday it is conducted, or on every Sunday we also do free webinars, okay. And in those webinars we also train, like going to tell you something more about right now what's happening in the industry and all, how to crack interviews and all. So like you can just go to our website and just register yourself for that particular webinar, okay. So yes, we also give the certificate for this particular guru class. You will going to receive on your mail. Become a software engineer and give the complete workload process. Yes, Dilak, like we will if you have selected yes over the that poll, we will surely gonna give you the proper roadmap for the software engineer job. Or if you just drop your phone number also over the chat if you haven't selected yes on that. Instagram, okay, so your Instagram username is Unikaksha. You can just search it on Instagram and you're going to find that. Okay, so still, if you guys have any kind of questions, you can just write down on the chat or the Q&A. We will surely gonna take it up. Or we will just wait for 1 more minute. It was an amazing session, Swati. So like, I guess no one have any kind of questions. Still, if you have any kind of questions, if you have selected yes on that particular poll, we will surely want to connect with you and you can ask at that time. Or if you haven't filled yes over that time, you can just drop your phone number right now on the chat. No one else can see that, only me or Swati will going to see that, and the other panelists can see that. So we will gonna take it from right now and we will gonna connect with you. So I guess no one have any kind of questions. So should we end this session? Can you just all acknowledge, like just write down yes over the chat so that we can end this particular session? Perfect, Sneha. Thank you so much for acknowledging. So thank you so much, guys. So you all also going to receive the certificates. Just don't forget to like upload that on LinkedIn, Instagram, and tagging us also. So it was a really nice session. So let's just meet in the next Guru class or in the next webinar. Thank you so much, guys. It was really nice talking to you. Bye bye. Shabba khair.